I don't know. To me, it looks like the perfect retest. That's exactly what I said. I said it's gonna, for me, as long as Bitcoin stayed in this trend, I'm happy. There we go. We're staying in the trend. We're back at almost 39,000. We're watching it go to 39,000, bro.
I'm pretty impressed, brother, that you got that trend line literally spot on. Just literally, I think it touched the trend line to the dollar.
Yeah, what do you think now? So do you think now do you think it's finished now, or do you think that there's still more blood to come? This is just a temporary retreat, a temporary relief bounce.
So we're still bouncing in a bullish area. It's just obviously we have a job again. The bulls have a job again, and where we got to get so we can continue this run. And obviously looking at the alts too. So I think let's go through it all. I got some cool volume stats I want to go through with the guys as well as the RSI resets. And let's set the next targets. We got the bounce so far. Is it safe to deploy? If it comes to specific areas, where should we be looking to be adding? And, what is the key breakout points that we know it's safe to be actually holding our positions and to make sure that we shouldn't be maybe, taking a little bit of risk off the table, especially with the alts. We know if there is a massive turn in the market, the alts are going to be the ones to bleed. And we've always said in those times, if we do go into extended bear cycle, which we'll chat about now shortly, is it better to be in the altcoins or to be in Bitcoin? And I think it's a nice way to see. We got levels we need to get to. We got levels that we don't want to see us get to. And either way, what's the best strategy for both outcomes to be happening?
Altcoins.
So I think let's go through it, brother.
Altcoins.
Even in a bear cycle. Even in a bear cycle.
Altcoins.
Okay, I love it.
Right.
You're DJ, baby. You're DJ. Was that our intro?
Welcome back.
Okay, cool.
I'm Man Ryan. Next to me is Sheldino Tentino, working from home. Sheldon, why are you working from home, bro?
I just got back from the scan, brother. Me and the lady went for a scan. It took a little bit long, but all good. We're like 3 weeks away, eh? So I'm moving this week to a new house as well. We got a nice little family place. I'm busy with all the furniture, getting the baby room, all the baby stuff in, and I'm learning, brother. It's all brand new to me. It's quite nerve-wracking, but it's like I'm trying to figure it out.
Are you tired, bloated?
No, I'm not tired. I think I'm just more like, you don't know what's to come.
You
don't know how you need to.
Discomfort? Any discomfort on your side?
I think no, not my side, but the lady is super like at a discomfort point. It's at last month, brother.
I know. My wife's actually also in the last month. Tomorrow we're going for our 8-month scan. We're going for the 8-month scan tomorrow.
So they're close, eh? So when are you looking at? In April?
April, and I'm not checking whether it's a boy or a girl. We decided we're not checking, so we're not checking whether it's a boy.
Well, you got 3 boys already. I think you need a girl, Ran. I really think you need a little princess there. I think you need a Banter Babies. Yeah, brother. So it's exciting.
Exciting. All right, guys. If you are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, like this content. We are bringing you 4 shows every single day. 4 shows every single day, and they are amazing shows. The DeFi show with Miles, the trading show with Sheldino Tentino, the gaming show with Hustle, and then the big show, or the fundamental show. Let's not call it the big show because it's not the biggest show. It is on in about 3 hours. Bring you crypto love, crypto wisdom, bull markets and bear markets, making sure that you guys can stay alive, stay afloat, and actually even make money in this time. And today, let's talk about the charts. Let's talk specifically around the Bitcoin chart. Let's see what Sheldino Tentino has to say.
Yeah, brother. So obviously we got the trend line test at this point. We still had a slightly higher low than the previous point. Well, actually a double bottom. So, for normal pattern sort of sake, it is good to see a double bottom as long as we're obviously backing with some sort of volume. And I think that's the main thing we've been waiting for, brother, is, we keep getting, bought up at levels, and then the market starts to break these cycles, and, we're starting to get the shift. But I think the major thing we've been looking at is volume. Is waiting to see that when is there true volume coming in. And yesterday was obviously a very good day when it comes to volume. We started trending up volume wise as well as candle print wise. And, that was the nervy part that we were looking at the last few days, is that, the price was dropping and it was getting to like major support zones and stuff. But there was no buying volume, like, you know what I mean? And I think it was obviously the news and all the things that were happening that the people were just unsure. And we went through beautifully yesterday on the emotion. And I still think it's a really important thing for guys to be putting up on their wall, put that cheat sheet up so you can sort of understand where we are emotionally as well. And we'll start to print as well. that, people were very angry yesterday. Now they're feeling a little bit better, but they're still at that very caution zone, which still puts me in the feeling that if everyone's thinking like that, I'm sort of seeing that we are at a temporary bounce in the market, but I think it's going to be slow, gradual market for the remainder of the week, or for at least a little while, because people were angry yesterday. They're not just going to get over all their stuff from yesterday, or they were at, the capitulation phase, which is a similar sort of phase. Like, people are just, they're tired, they're exhausted. They've put so much time and effort in the last year, and it just feels like they're losing they're losing the battle. They keep getting somewhere and they keep that. So,
but that's when the market usually turns, is when people are tired, when people have capitulated, yeah, I want to actually show you this. And this is actually very true. I showed it on my show yesterday. It's a tweet from a friend of mine, Mac in BTC, and he says the last phase is usually a ghost town. Like, usually when we get to the last phase of the bear market, it's a ghost town. Everyone's already been angry at one another. Everyone's called everybody a scammer, and then
it's all out. It's all on the table.
It's all out. And then when nature's healed, that's usually the end of the bear market. So, I mean, I don't know. In my experience, it's all about patience. It's all about patience. It's all about patience. People are commenting quickly on Tornado Cash. Have I missed anything on Tornado Cash? No, it's $38. That's still good. Still good. Okay, cool.
But I think it's great. I think it's great just understanding where the market is emotionally. It sort of just helps us to understand, where we're at right now and what we sort of can be expecting. So obviously looking at that on where we're at, like, it's showing, slow, gradual growth on that. And, maybe a little settled down market is what we need. The only thing is, who buys at these times? Is retail really, really excited to be loading up right now after just being upset? Maybe it comes in a little while when they start getting conviction back, but big guys should be buying here, and this is where the big loads should be buying, and the guys should be buying so volume is okay. Yesterday we started getting a nice little increase in volume. And we started to get, a higher candle than the previous low of the previous red candles, which is good. And it's showing that we are getting a slight increase. We need the continuation, though, as well through today. We sort of want to see volume start to, trend in a nice little strong upwards direction here, to show that, if that's the bounce, we have the backing as well of the momentum. And it's not just a simple fake out. The problem is, if this does the same thing, Rand, where we start to trail up here again, and we have this volume tapering down, it's the same thing again. It can be reversed so quickly, and it could be a nice little shakeout point again, and could possibly be testing, the lower range again at any single point. So at least we know, and what we went through yesterday, Rand, was, people are buying and they're loading up on their portfolios in the right time of emotion right now. And that's probably one of the important charts to be focusing on right now, is where you're buying, where the market is mentally right now. Go for it.
Remember, I showed you yesterday. I showed you guys the chart of when the market usually recovers during an attack or after an attack, and we showed those charts. I'll try and find those 6 charts that show how the market responds. Technically, if you think about what happened yesterday or the day before yesterday, that was technically kind of an attack. Why? Because Russia moved into the 2 areas, Donetsk and Luhansk, in Ukraine. Putin just decided, he woke up in the morning, he decided, look, I'm making you guys independent countries. Even though you're part of Ukraine, I'm making you guys independent countries. And effectively, he went into Donetsk and Luhansk. I'm probably pronouncing them very badly. Apologies to the Ukrainian people. And the US yesterday imposed the first round of sanctions. It was like a very small round of sanctions. It was almost like a slap on the wrist. It's like like one of those slaps, like, don't do it again, otherwise you are getting real sanctions. And so you can kind of say that maybe yesterday was the first day of the attack. Maybe there's going to be more attacks, but certainly, if before that there was any doubt that there is something happening, then yesterday was the first day that actually something happened. Like, something actually happened. So it's no longer maybe. Something's actually happened now, and now we got to start talking about how does this thing play out. Now, technically, when those things open the bottle, these people trick me all the time. Technically, when those things happen, that's usually a bottom. I'm not saying we're at a bottom. I'm saying we're at a bottom. And now you can see that the market is no longer responding to Russia-Ukraine news. So the
yeah, they sort of get over it. It's a
it.
big hissy fit in the beginning, and then and that's that's what creates buying opportunity, guys. Is there has to be that little shake of scaringness out, and like I said, it's a pure playing off of emotion right now in the market. So we have the on the market cycle sort of view emotion wise, we are sitting at a very much phase of anger, of that sort of depression zone in that sort of level. So we know we're loading up and we're looking after our portfolios at the right time emotionally. Then we come and we have a look at the fear and greed index again. It's something that's been really, really good for us. The last time we're at these zones, we saw where Bitcoin was. We saw we had a nice little rally after. We're now entering that zone again. So we also know, when looking after the portfolio and adding to your portfolio is the time of always looking below 30s with the fear and greed on the higher time frame maxing. So checking where you are on emotion side is beautiful. Looking at the fear and greed side is beautiful as well. And then we can jump onto the charts and start looking at where we are, price wise. So I think it's a very valuable lesson when looking for investing in the market is price actually comes last. It's one of the last, the actual chart of the pricing of where it is actually comes last. You first got to go look at where's the whole picture without the price right now. Where's everyone sitting? And then you can start to zoom in on the price and where we're looking at. So what I'm seeing here, Ran, is we do have RSI's reset on the daily. We do have obviously now momentum moving to the upward side. And I do know that a ton of resistance is sitting at 42,000. That's where the guys that were sitting around the 44 to the 46,000 about a week or two ago, they've now moved down and they're sitting at the 42,000 zone. That's this next previous resistance over here. So, a push up to that zone sort of makes sense within these, the green momentum we're getting now. And that's another break point for us, to break out of that. It's sort of my confirmation zone that if we can get back above 42, 43 again, the temporary low can be in, which was that $36,000 region. We get rejected there. It's very possible we can come down to those sort of zones again. So it looks like we're going to have a push here. I was looking again. That tool will be launched probably in the next few days. It's very exciting to teach you guys where the buy and sell walls are. I just had to figure it out properly so I can teach it nicely. But that's showing as well that there's a ton of sell orders sitting in this region over here. So they're still trying, right? The party poopers are still trying.
How's dominance going? Let's check dominance, because dominance is the next important chart. Is the money going
so
back?
Dominance is beautiful for me because it broke trend, it's tested trend. And you can see now, we're clearly not in the strong upwards momentum that it was in previously. So that's another sort of positive. And this is the major one that I'm waiting for. I had this arrow yesterday to say we can look at USDT dominance break into this line here. But until we break this full momentum line, this line is just there to detect for us that when the masses are going to look to start entering the market and start flowing a lot of USDT back into the markets. Right now, this chart's showing the same thing, where it's just a bit of indecision right now. We are making a lower high, which is fantastic. And we are getting an RSI cross, which is very oversold. So it is showing that a bunch of USDT is going to come back into the market, but we do have the major money season line that we want to break that, where we can start to get a really strong sort of move. So what makes sense for me now is Bitcoin make its way to the 42 zone, the USDT dominance make its way down back to trend. Looking at the Bitcoin dominance is to actually, this is a very much lower low. So to sort of see the dominance make its way region to back to the 40% sort of region, giving the alts a nice little catch-up run. And then we can probably look at the reset again, where, Bitcoin then looks to rally again, dominance back in Bitcoin's favor, and just to flow through. What you laughing at, brother?
Flow of the Heart, who's just commented. I know exactly who she is. We met her in Lisbon. She's here every single day. She comments all day. She's amazing. I think she's a yoga instructor. She does a lot of yoga. Go and check her out on Instagram, Flow of the Heart. She's here every single day. She calls it the money line. She's one of, I reckon she's one of our super fans, really one of our super fans.
It's fantastic, dude. So obviously a big one that we're looking at now, and it was a positive, we're starting to get some good volume here, and that was a good reversal sort of candle, is the US 30 and the stock markets. So it is something we want to see break sort of trend. So we have a downwards wedge on that as well. And a break of that will obviously just be good for crypto, just to have a break from the damn news of the world and stop being affected by it. Let's just have the stock market. I actually want it to grow slowly. I don't want it to grow fast. It must grow slow.
You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. The market doesn't like uncertainty. last night was the first time that we got certainty. First time since anything happened where Joe Biden actually came out. He spoke for 35 minutes, and in the 35 minutes, he was quite resolute in what he said. For the first time, for the first time since this whole thing. It's always been hidden behind media and one comment every now and then. Yesterday, he came out and he turned the markets around. If you look at the hourly, just go quickly to the hourly yesterday, you'll see that on the hourly of the stock market, there was a certain point where the market turned yesterday. And that was the point where Joe Biden actually came out and spoke and said, look, we're imposing sanctions. We're doing this. We're doing that. Markets don't like uncertainty. And they got a little bit more certainty yesterday. And that's why yesterday there was all of a sudden volume. Volume started coming back into the mix. Bitcoin started to recover. We bounced off the trend line. And now, to be honest, I think that a lot of this Russia-Ukraine thing is now behind us, just like inflation is behind us. There might be tensions that are going to escalate. Tensions may continue to escalate, and this thing may drag on for quite a bit of time. But at least now the market has direction in terms of what Joe Biden's strategy is here. And Joe Biden's strategy is to effectively, or the ally strategy is effectively to impose sanctions on Russia. You can see that again, the Russian index got destroyed. I'm going to call it up for you first. Hold on a second. Damn, I don't know if I've got it here. Here we go. I've got it. So the Russian index, again, getting destroyed. It's down another 2.52%. Another 2.52%. Check it out. So that's where we are now. That's where we are. We're looking at it on the hourly, but let me show you how bad it looks in the daily. Destroyed. Because now they're going to have sanctions. Now they're going to have sanctions. Have a look at that. Now there's sanctions against them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not a pretty picture. I mean, their stock market is almost halved from 6th of September. The stock market was on 191. Today it's trading at 115. Almost halved. So I think we're now getting to a point. Where the market has direction. The market knows that there's going to be some kind of pushback here. And yeah, that's where we're at.
So slight thing on that quickly now is obviously we did go through the market cycle yesterday, and it just says emotionally, okay? Let's see if it plays out or something. It says emotionally that we're going to be here for a little while. Is there anything in March? Is there anything in thing that we can finally get momentum and then we can have a little suck down again? Is there anything because emotionally it's showing me we can be in this just for a little while.
Fed meeting in March. Super important Fed meeting in March. That's the Fed meeting where we think they're going to raise rates. That's huge. Huge. That could be the rate.
Now the market for the next 2 weeks makes its way back to 46 or back to 45. Something comes out again, and then there's another. So emotionally wise, it is showing that we can possibly, we have dominance coming down. So I think the alts are going to have strong pumps and strong recoveries at times. But it's just saying we're going to be here a little bit longer than what we may think. In the zone, not just say lower points.
Someone said that there's huge bearish divergence on the weekly.
On which chart? On Bitcoin?
Probably Bitcoin.
Geez, we've only just been going down. There should be no real bearish divergence at this point. No, I don't really see. Okay, there is slight bearish divergence, but that's what played out. That's why we got the drop off. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So yeah. So it's already played out right now. Now we'd be looking to see, obviously, to get some bullish divergence, which we don't have yet, but we don't have anything really pointing next.
Don't forget there's also options close out this week, and that's going to have a huge effect on Thursday and Friday. It's a massive options closeout. I think it's one of the biggest, actually. I'm going to try and get you the point of max pain. If I don't get it for you now, I'll get it for you definitely on my show.
I'm sure it must be closer to the 40K region. I'm sure. Let's see. Let's see what it says. So
I just message the researchers to get us the point of max pain.
Okay, cool. So we obviously have ETH right now, way higher point of view, beautiful retest right now. So, I've definitely been loading a bit more into the, the old people's coin. Definitely. I like taking profits in ETH. I think it's great. Look at SAND, SAND bounce on support. So, look at Mana right now, breaking 4-hour trends right now, showing a lot of strength. at this point. So I am expecting another 2-3 days of greenness, gradual growth from Bitcoin, more bigger moves from the alts right now. And I'm sort of looking at the ones where the charts are showing beautiness right now as GALA games. If you're just a little bit more patient, we're waiting for the retest. We got that one. And now we got the second one, which is, really bargain territory on where we're sitting with that. Solana for me is showing strength. It's starting to show strength against the ETH chart again. It's starting to show strength against Bitcoin chart. And we're looking at starting to break trend now, 4-hour trend to the upward side. So Solana is looking like it's finding some, bouncing a beautiful investor's entry over here. Remember, CoinPanel guys, I got all of these. We've hit a lot of great investment entries.
I made you posted a trade yesterday or day before in CoinPanel. Insane.
I think we caught Luna nicely yesterday as well. Guys, that's where I can communicate with you. So the shows are great, but we have a lot there that's there to look after you guys.
The Luna trade on CoinPanel was, I think you posted like 12 hours before the price shot up. The price up 14% today.
Yeah, I think people forget that this is opportunity time. Like, when we have big drops like this, we also have big pumps that can soon come after them. So it's massive opportunity times from where we're at. MATIC as well, beautifully on that. AVAX, dude, what a strong bounce from that. They're just showing so much strength. Whenever this market pulls down, like, it literally sucks it up very quickly. So AVAX showing tremendous strength right now. I think FANTOM, when it got to 1.5, I think it was getting cheap. We're still on support right now. I think, investment-wise looking good. I think render's looking great. Luna, look at that. So that was the buys. This was the buys. Yeah, tell me what the birdie says.
A birdie flew in today. Problem is, I don't know if we can talk about birdies in a bear market because, it's too scary. I'll think about it until later. But a birdie came today, has some Luna-related news. So good birdie, quite a reliable birdie usually.
Okay, well, if we look at what's happening with Luna is it's done the same thing, where it's ran up and it's sort of been accumulating in this sort of zone. And we got this sort of flag that's forming here right now. And it's showing we're approaching there, but a break of this and a strong push, showing some really good recoveries, taking back to $70. And the next one we got 77. So the chart's also hinting volume coming back into the markets, getting to a critical level of breakouts. So whatever your birdie's on there, it must be something quite serious.
It is quite serious. All right, let's quickly go through some Q&A. So we've got Nikita Svech. You owe me $1,000 because you said I wouldn't say hi to you. So I'm saying, hi, Nikita. How are you? Nice to see you. Please give that $1,000 to a charity. Give $1,000 that you owe me and give it to a charity. Let us go to some Q&As. If anybody wants to ask anything, if you want a specific chart, let us know. We'll try to get to everyone. We'll try to get to super chats first, just because it's just easier. We see the super chats. The chats scroll so quickly, but the super chats appear somewhere else. I'll try and get to whatever else without putting glasses on. ADA. A lot of people are asking me about ADA. Sheldon, what are the charts saying about ADA? And I'll tell you what I think about the fundamentals.
So it's been on such a long down trail weekly. Like, this is time now. Like, if we look at this, we're looking at literally from the 30th of August. So from September to where we are now, it's literally just been running in a full downtrend. So, we're at that point where not much buying volume. We're at an area where they always keep loading up. But you see the previous times they were loading up here, we were getting better volume spikes in those zones. But, I know after a very long downwards trend, at some point we're going to break momentum. And it just shows when we have a long trend to the downward side here, you can have a very aggressive reversal at some point, very similar to what it did in this region over here as well. So let me just say what I'm seeing on the chart is I'm looking at a little bit of quietness for the next 2-3 weeks on Cardano. But possibly by the end of March to April, I'm seeing a nice big catch up from it, a very strong push from it.
Accumulate. Dollar cost average now on Cardano. It's got to turn around at some point. It's not actually, I used to think Cardano was a little bit overvalued, but now at a 30 billion market cap. Like 30 billion market cap for Cardano is starting to look cheap. But the thing what they need is they need a catalyst. They need a catalyst. Their DEX, their Sunday swap DEX, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's like the worst DEX I've ever seen, honestly. Like, I mean, terrible.
Really,
and then to get into legal battles with CardStarter, I mean, come on, like, seriously. Very disappointing. We need a good one. I think it's going to be ADA swap. I think ADA swap is going to be the one. All right, let's go look at some other ones. Arweave. That's coming from my friend Flow of the Heart.
Yeah. So let's find Arweave. There it is there. So Arweave hit 786 perfect. Like, you know, when it comes to high, that's great. Like, it's so cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap. It's very cheap.
You don't need a chart, just buy it. I mean, this thing is so undervalued. It's ridiculous. It'll turn. The market will realize very soon. It'll turn. All right, let's go to the next one. SFUND. Oh, SFUND.
What's the most saffron? What is that one?
No, SFUND is Seedify fund. It is the most resilient. Launchpad that I know. It's amazing. But I mean, launchpads are launchpads. Launchpads are going to get hit hard.
Yes, that's beautiful though. You know, like imbalance. We speak about a balance all the time. Like weekly, long downtrend, filled up, getting bought up in these areas here. So investment-wise, yearly holds, 2-year holds. Beautiful.
Are you investing your KuCoin portfolio? Have you completely forgotten about that?
No. I am. I'm just waiting for the next retest, and then I'm going to load up the rest. I just got to be sure. I'd rather have, you know, let the market rally up a bit. The 50, 60% of the portfolio is in the markets. The other 20, I just want to catch the next retest. I just want to make sure we crack in this time, and I won't be catching it a bit cheaper. So I'm patient with that, brother.
Yeah, my portfolio is getting murdered. I'm on 32,000 from 50,000. But don't worry, give it a few weeks. This portfolio is going to be amazing. See, I'm looking.
Are we still on with this, eh? What are we doing with this? Let's do it. When are we running it until?
No, I'm cool. I'm on. Here it is. You can see I'm showing you now everything that I've got. Because I remember I moved stuff into the MetaMask. So I'm now trading on both Uniswap and, well, not actually Uniswap, 1 inch. And I'm also trading on KuCoin. So I've got the whole portfolio here. You can see it. I'm using CoinStats. I've got my KuCoin linked up and I've got my MetaMask linked up. That's what my portfolio looks like. Yesterday it looked like shit. Today it's getting a little bit better. You do this. This is my recovery portfolio. Wait and see. Just wait and see what happens to.
Yeah, dude. I actually love that we're running these. Like, we got to run these for the next few months, and let's show people what we can really turn a portfolio into.
Yeah.
When it turns
Someone's
strong.
talking about. Let's quickly get one time for one. Talking about LooksRare. I actually bought some LooksRare at about 150 because I thought it was the bottom. Not the bottom, but close enough for me. It's 134, so I'm down about 10%. Okay.
I don't know what's going on there, but there's tons of like selling pressure right now. Like there's really a lot of like you look at it, yeah, like there's a lot of selling pressure happening on LooksRare.
Fine.
I'm patient with it. Yeah, it's fine. It's cheap. You know what I mean? So we're sort of waiting, giving it some time, and then definitely be looking in. But it looks cheap. There's just not tons of data, but it looks very cheap. I don't know what the market cap of it is.
That's big, 1.4 billion, fully diluted.
And someone keeps buying Ultra, brother. Like,
obviously,
the buying power here is like insane. Like, you know what I mean? It's just it's nearly back from this whole dump. Like, it's nearly back.
Yeah,
it's only 7% down. So that's showing a lot of strength too.
Let's do this. Well, okay, we had a super chat. You wanted Kadena. KDA.
I don't know. KDA.
I think it's KDA. Is it KDA?
What coin is this?
Kadena is it's a proof
of brilliant. That's, you don't even need much more. Like, that's fantastic. You're buying at super. Look at it on the weekly. Yeah, no, you're buying in balance. So investment territory, definitely.
Amazing. All right, guys. We'll see you guys again in about 3 or 4 hours with a big show. I'm going to show you one thing that could be the catalyst for the next little spike up. I'm going to show you the actual data. I've got a Russia-Ukraine update for you. I'm also going to talk to you about Luna and Terra and my little birdie. And then you can make a decision as to whether you want to follow the little birdie in this kind of market or not. I'm following the little birdie. I've made a little bit of a trade. I'm going to talk to you about that trade. And I think that's it. We'll see you guys again later.
It, brother.
Have fun. Trade well.
That's Banter.
Best advert in the world ever. In the history of the world, this is the best ad we've ever made.